Welcome back to another replay roundup video, and once again today I am joined by the epic Mr. Keyhand, and today we have a replay in a tank that many people, underestimate, underappreciate, but it's definitely a great tank to play at tier 8, and that's the T32. Mr. Keyhand, are you looking forward to this one?
Definitely. T32, an all-time American classic. I would say the best turret at tier 8, hands down, and I think we can already go or get down to some gameplay here, as the T32 is not the fastest of tanks and Live Oaks is not the smallest of maps, so we'll have a bit more time to talk about it. Basically, T32, he is opting for the 320 alpha gun here. We do see rep kit, med kit, and an automatic fire extinguisher. Does have an okay amount of shells, not enough for like 15 minutes hold down battle, but normally it suffices.
Now, I feel like we need to highlight the fact that this tanker here of ours is not top tier. He is actually bottom tier right now. And on top of that, he is from the NA region, but he is playing a 3-marked T32. So we'll see how this goes. Already making a decision I don't quite agree with. He's going under through the water side like this, as you can see on the minimap by the pings. Usually, most people will go around the back and go over the top of the bridge because technically it's faster. I tend to just go out wide like this because every time I come down from here, I get farmed by someone here, especially in slower tanks like the T32. But he makes it across safely, doesn't get spotted, doesn't take any damage. It just means he's going to get into position slightly later than he could have. But we'll see how that works out for him.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we did mention he is bottom tier currently, and the 3 tier 10s are a T100, very potent on Live Oaks, but the T100 is spotted currently because the T92 is driving through there. The T92 actually ending up drowning, but a very good deed for his team as... well, the T100 is already down and out, and a very, very nice snapshot into the LT432.
Indeed. Honestly, you got to take those trades. A T92 for a T100 LT on an open map like this. Late game, that's going to be a huge game changer, and that's really useful. And now we see our protagonist X-Ray putting his turret to use already in this really potent position here, and also using the bushes in front of him for a tiny bit of concealment as well from the guys in front of him, and getting a nice cheeky shot into the SHPTK. And I don't think he got spotted for that unless he doesn't have Sixth Sense.
He might be perma-spotted still, but yeah, indeed nice shot here. The SHPTK obviously does not spot any kind of meaningful armor, and the Skoda here with the last mistake of this battle, at least for him. And the stage 2 with the HE, or rather the hash bounce here, completely not doing any kind of damage. I guess the Mantler caught that one. So yeah, T32 turret in 2022 seems good.
I mean, I prefer the Carnarvon turret, I have to be honest with you, but the T32 is such an amazing platform, and I bet right now the FV is not happy because he probably got that armor not hit message right now, since he hit the gun mantle or possibly even the gun barrel.
I think would be what he gets.
Screen not penetrated,
and
indeed.
He does get spotted
who is
now,
spotted?
but I don't think he had the gun depression quite there.
Yeah, I think if you wanted the gun depression for that, he'd have to peak up a tiny bit higher, and I don't know how you feel about taking your chances against an FV second time round.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? But yeah, he does keep trying and peeking against the stage 2 here. He does find a nice outline, and he does get a connection into the top of the turret. So at the moment, the tier 8 comfortably winning and styling even on the tier 10.
Indeed, honestly, if this was me, by now I would have moved around like this and came across to this area here to get better shots. Because if you do pay attention to the minimap,
the enemy still has more tanks here. And the Char, for example, if he starts, just pressing W, then that can be unfortunate. But yeah, another nice shot into the LT432. And I think our hero is considering his options and now is also starting to advance, because even that VK100-01P, that really super heavy German tier 8 heavy tank, is already in front of him.
One thing he needs to watch out for doing here, if he gets spotted, is shots coming across from this angle here. Fortunately for him, there's nothing to spot him right now, but he does need to also keep in mind that this area here has been taken by the enemy tanks, meaning that there's going to be a lot of pressure on their base now, and also making the cross going underneath like this, that you can usually do to deal with tanks at the back here, might become redundant in a moment if these tanks here manage to hold his position, as he will get crossfired. But it doesn't look like that's going to be on our tanker's thoughts here, as he goes straight through this position, not giving a care in the world about the tank that's unspotted here in the corner, and just keeps moving forwards to see where the enemies have gone to. And look who it is again, the FDNA. Second time around, the FV 4005 doesn't pen. Call it luck if you will, call it skill if you will. All I know is this T32 player here is having the game of his life, and it probably has, you know, his heartbeat through the roof right now.
I mean, the SHPTK is sort of convincing him to drive back, but that stage 2 seems to be too juicy of a target to pass up. Now, I think he could have loaded HE for that one, to be honest, but if you don't have intuition skilled, I think, yeah, on the T32 that also is a bit more difficult, because probably 2 loaders. Yeah, exactly, 2 loaders here. So you would need to invest 2 full crew skills here. But yeah, the Waffenträger and the SHPTK. Now the next ones on the menu, those camo snipers. Nasty, nasty. But yeah, the SHPTK, and that means the DPM gets completely shut down. And now he only needs to wait to get unspotted to be able to push further.
Indeed, and the T100 LT is already making a spotting run. The Kanon and Jagdpanzer is definitely going burrow straight for the enemy team. And Waffenträger auf Panzer 4 already spotted, and now he's going to load. Does he go for a cheeky HE shell? I don't think he does, but you know what? 265 damage is 265 damage. We take it. And he's probably going to get another shot in here as well, potentially, as the Waffenträger makes a slight driving error there, possibly? Who knows?
Yeah, Monka steer moment, but another shot of damage for our hero. And, you know, he's not driving forward, and I don't completely disagree with him, because the T28 could crossfire, the UDAS could be crossfiring. We'll have to see in the post-battle result if that one actually hits. But yeah, the Waffenträger, it also has the big gun. That means he's a potential 2-shot for that one. 750 alpha, nothing to scuff at. And to be honest, the Waffenträger with the salami gun does have enough penetration, even on the AP, to easily go through the hull of the T32.
Indeed. Now, the one thing we have noticed is that on the other side of the map, the allied team is doing a spectacular job at holding the position so far. They have not yet collapsed, and that means that our player here, X-Ray, can take all the time he needs and be as patient as he needs in cleaning up this side, because there's no immediate threat of the other side losing. And in fact, it looks like they're actually technically winning that side, as the team is up 2,081 HP as far as we know. Of course, we have to wait for those tanks to come into render, but there's the T28 and there's the Waffenträger as well, and our protagonist does realize he's got a better shot on the Waffenträger, and it's a more important shot as well. Gets a nice drive-wheel shot in and tracks the Waffenträger in place. Maybe he even gets a second one in as that rate of fire comes to use. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that one connected.
T32 gun is and has been always the thing keeping it back, holding it back, and basically balancing it out, because if you had a monstrous turret and also a monstrous gun, that would be a little bit too much here. And blow up! Ammo rack hit onto the T28. That's 1100 damage just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now there's only the UDAS crossfiring from the middle positions, so he starts advancing.
You know what, we take those shots. You know, what a huge shot there on the T28, making the life of the T100 LT much more easier. And as we can see, the enemy team, the allied team, is starting to sort of push through now from the other side, and our protagonist is also going to start moving up. Does he find the shot on the Waffenträger? I don't think so. The SHPTK is providing the perfect wreck and the perfect cover for this Waffenträger. So now it's just a matter of going in, closing the distance, and doing a cleanup duty. But he does get spotted here, trying to move out of the way of the shell. That might have been the UDAS. Might have been the Waffenträger, only one way to find out. And there's a Waffenträger already peeking for a shot. He takes one in return and doesn't pull the trigger. So I assume it was him that blind fired the floor.
Yeah, I think the UDAS would have needed to relocate, but the position that the T100 has doesn't really allow for an easy relocation. And now with the Waffenträger dying here, only 3 tanks remaining, so it's cleanup time, and he's driving forward trying to get his fair share of the rest of the HP that the enemies have.
Yep, now it's just a matter of pushing in from the flanks here, coming in from the sides like this, just to finish off all the tanks that are chilling in the cities and in the outskirts, like this UDAS, who is now caught in the open, completely unaware of the fact that there is a T32 behind him now, and a T100 LT pushing him, and a Barask also pushing him. That's the end of the game for him, pretty much. Unfortunately, as much as he may try to fight that battle, it is a losing battle, and he will go down. And now it's just a matter of finding the V4 and the IS-3. Our protagonist is happy, as we can see in chat. He's gone 6.7k. He's clearly chuffed with that, but hold that thought, you might make more than 6.7.
Yeah, there is that... ooh, nice out of render, by the way. Spicy shot here on the 2684. Very, very well done. He does get... I think that's the backside of the 2684. Once again, another shot lands for 339. So he's now at 7.4k damage. Hoping to snap that one, but no. He doesn't get to finish off the 2684, but still a monstrous battle here for our player in the T32. And if we take a look at the battle results screen, we will see he actually didn't hit any of those blind shots, very unfortunately, especially that one on the Udas when it just got unspotted. But nevertheless, 7.4k damage, 1500 assistance, that makes 1877 base XP. Ace tanker, spotter, bruiser, demolition expert for that blow up onto the T28 and the fire for effect. And obviously high caliber and tank sniper with an inaccurate gun like that. A splendid replay to watch and a fun one.
Indeed, miles above the rest of his teammates in performance, miles above the enemy team in performance, and I bet that FV4005 on the enemy team is not happy right now with those 2 shots not penning, because that could have been the difference between his team potentially winning that flank and losing it. Unfortunately for the enemies, that wasn't quite the case, and our T32, who was bottom tier, managed to make a huge influence in this tier 10 game.
Exactly. So if you've not thought about this tank for a long time, maybe try thinking about picking it up again, because it certainly hasn't fallen off, even in the year 2022. But Iksta, that should be everything for us today. Thanks for watching this episode of the Replay Roundup series. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified in case further videos come out. And with that, we wish you a very pleasant day.
Indeed, and we'll see you in the next Replay Roundup episode. Take care, tankers.